Good morning, Big Ten fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Big Ten Morning Minutes. I am your host, Michael Chen. Give me a follow on Twitter at MFC2123. It is Wednesday, February 13th, 2019. A huge day yesterday for Maryland and Mike Locksley. Nick Cross, the all-star safety prospect, top 50 national player, committed yesterday. And what a commit for Mike Locksley in his first class. I mean, Nick Cross is the seventh highest player ever to commit to Maryland to head to College Park. Mike Locksley managed to get into Maryland after obviously coaching at Alabama. Trying to win a national championship was pretty important. I like the fact that he stayed with his commitment to Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. And then for him to go in there and get some work in, I mean, Locksley honestly should have had this job a few years ago. He should have been the choice to lead the Terrapins, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. They went in a different direction and not necessarily kicking. Now they finally made the right decision, and they can move on and move forward, and I think that they'll be very happy with this marriage that they have with Mike Locksley. But back to Nick Cross. I mean, this young man has been absolutely fantastic on the recruiting trail, beating out two big-time programs in Penn State and Florida State for his signature at the end of the day. I mean, very impressive by Mike Locksley. I really, really think that he's got the program going in the right direction. The recruiting class was not very highly ranked when he took over. Obviously, he had a commitment to the University of Alabama and Nick Saban to try and win a national championship, so you have to commend him for doing that and staying, because he knew the ramifications of not getting to College Park right away is that he might get hurt on the recruiting trail. They might not have as much time to get out there and talk with players. However, the lure of winning a national championship was there, and they had to go for it, and I understand that, so 100% go for it. But what he has done in that short amount of time has been absolutely fantastic. Again, getting that class in the 80s, moving it up, finishing 46 overall, very, very impressive. And again, Nick Cross is going to come in and most likely play. He's going to play early. He might not start, but he's definitely going to play. He's a very, very great prospect, a seventh highest prospect that Maryland has ever gotten on campus. So very, very interesting to see Nick Cross go to Maryland, and he should have a very solid career going on over there. And some other news, there's some rumors flying around that Virginia Tech quarterback Josh Jackson is leaning towards going to College Park, and he'd be eligible immediately. So that would not force Lance Legendry to redshirt necessarily, but it gives him an opportunity to come in and learn and not have that pressure to start as a true freshman quarterback. So we'll keep tabs on Jackson's interest with the team and where he ultimately ends up. Nebraska lost their defensive line coach Mike Dawson yesterday. He's headed to the NFL. He's going to join the New York Giants. Frost has known about this for a few weeks now, so that's a good sign that Dawson didn't leave them hanging. So it's not a surprise to the Husker program, and obviously Dawson is highly regarded if you're going to the NFL. So a loss there, but ultimately Nebraska should fill that position. We'll keep you posted on what direction they go. A couple notes on the hardwood from yesterday. If you got a chance to watch some games, Michigan suffered a loss yesterday, and John Beilein wasn't too happy. He got ejected, so we'll keep tabs on the way that the conference is going to handle the ejection from Beilein, and we'll see what kind of suspension there is, if there is one at all. And during the hockey game between Notre Dame and Michigan as well, head coach for the Fighting Irish, Brian Kelly, had some kind words or not so kind words to the Michigan football faithful during the intermission between the first and second period of the game. He got on the Jumbotron and was interviewed, and he said, and I quote, "Just like in football, halfway through the game, Michigan hasn't scored." So shots fired there. He said for Michigan to stick to football as well. So we'll see if there's some motivation going into the game next year as they play every season. And then one last note on the hardwood, Nebraska forward Nana Akenton has been sick, and he's questionable to play against Minnesota in their upcoming game. So keep an eye out on that. But that's going to do it today for your Big Ten Morning Minutes. I'm your host, Michael Chen. Have a great day, Big Ten fans.